You're listening to Saturday Morning Media. And now, back to our show.
So I got this I had this lead lined hat to put over my scalp, so at least I had hair up there because I don't want to look like powder, a freak.
Yeah, you look very disapproving, Beatrice.
Well, you know how I feel about the pipeline,
Yeah.
And also, the snow is melting all around.
Yeah.
It's not just that when it snows, the snow melts when it touches the actual pipe, but the snow is starting to melt underneath the pipeline because of the heat, and who knows what has been buried in that permafrost. I mean, we could see a resurgence of the plague. Things have been down there for millions of years. Dinosaurs. I was talking to the archaeology department the other day, and they're actually excited because they unearthed some kind of a strange bone over by at first they thought it was a reindeer bone, obviously.
Right. Makes sense.
And it's not. It's something a little older. So I'm staying clear of that pipeline.
Well, welcome to Elf Centered, everybody. My name is Gavin.
I'm Beatrice.
I'm Gary.
And we were just chatting about the pipeline, or the glowworm, as Gary and his friends like to call it. It is the end of June, right in the height. The
time
year
flies.
It really is
Yeah.
flying by. This
Yeah.
is this year in particular. And Beatrice, welcome back. We missed you last month. You
Thank
were
you.
at the Shoe Convention in Rapid City, and I'm excited to hear about your travels. First of all, what I want to know, this is what I always ask about whenever somebody goes somewhere. How was the food?
Oh yeah.
The food was interesting. Not a whole lot of fresh vegetables, a lot of meat, but it was tasty.
Yeah.
You know what I had that I'd never had before?
What's
I
that?
had a cronut.
Whoa.
Do you know what a cronut
No, I've
is?
never
I'm
heard
not
of
a
this. Sounds
cronut.
interesting.
Yeah, this is a phenomenon down on the lower 48. It is a combination donut croissant. And it is pure delight.
How does that...
It is just...
Like they take a donut and croissant and leave them in a room for a while? How does that work?
Yeah, and they get together and they get to know each other really well. And the lights get dimmed and...
Oh.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not serious.
Oh, okay. I
Gavin.
don't know. I don't know how that works.
No, it's a recipe. They just...
Oh, did you think that they make a croissant out of the croissant dough, flaky, and then they deep fry it to make it?
Yes. Yeah, like a donut. It is... I can't explain it, except it's half donut, half croissant. And it is utter delight.
Do they put toppings on it?
Yeah, they put... They can put
Anything a donut would have on it?
Yeah. Oh, it is so good. I'm sure I have diabetes now. I hope Mrs. Claus isn't listening because we know how she feels about, sweets and that.
Right.
Wow.
I'm gonna try and make some.
Well, I cannot wait.
Mm-hmm.
This could flip the Scotcheroo industry on its
Oh
head.
yes. Oh, because we haven't seen anything like this in the North Pole.
Oh,
So that was the highlight of my trip. It was downhill from the Cronut.
Oh.
downhill.
What happened?
How well? Like this is like not many people get to interact with humans, and you're like one of the only people that do that, except for like the computer when the computer guys go to the computer convention.
Well, and Santa.
Right.
Santa, yeah.
Right. But he's only he's around them. He's got a lot of representatives in the malls and stuff like that. But he's only amongst humans
While they're sleeping.
while they're sleeping,
Yeah.
which is kind of
Weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was it like dealing with all the people
Biggins.
at the shoe convention?
I did not actually get to attend the shoe convention.
What happened?
Well, I went there and I had my convention badge, which of course I had to tailor to myself because otherwise it would just drag on the floor
Right.
because it's meant,
for
those lanyards are meant for human sizes. And I walked up to the table. Trying to get anyone's attention was impossible because, of course, the table is taller than me. And every time I did try and check in, they would just sort of laugh and pat me on the back and tell me, that the children's area was on the other side of the convention.
And you were a child.
Yes.
And you showed them your badge?
I showed them my badge.
I'm sorry.
They would just say, "Oh, go and find your mommy."
Oh.
So I did not get to attend the convention, but I brought back lots of literature because people just leave that everywhere.
Right.
The folders and the pictures and catalogs. So I had to buy an extra suitcase for the reading material because my suitcase is small, so it doesn't. It's my size, so it doesn't fit that much literature.
Right.
Especially full-size catalogs. And
Right.
And some cronuts and.
Well, the plus side is cronuts.
Cronut.
I mean, if you look at it, the trip wasn't a total waste.
No, I went to get information on shoes, and I came back with a tasty new treat.
And maybe a new recipe and a new delight for the entirety of the North Pole.
Yeah.
And
So
also,
bonus win-win.
I have to say this. I have to question the decision to send me to a shoe convention that is for human people because it's the only thing I can do is look and see what the fashions are and then apply, maybe get new designs made.
Right, because they're not going to
elf
fit
shoes,
anybody,
yeah.
unless you're getting baby shoes, and even then, too big for some.
Well, the shoe part of it aside, your cronut recipe, you can try it at the big summer cookout that is happening on July 16th.
That is true.
Everyone is, you want to go see Matilda at the front and sign up for a treat. Or what you're going to bring, not a treat, but sign up for what you're going to bring because it is the big summer potluck. And
what's your idea of, what are you thinking about bringing?
Well, last year I brought the beef stroganoff.
Right, it was delicious.
Thank you. You are one of the only people who ate it. It's not an appealing to look at dish. That's what I've learned. I love it. I'll eat it. I will you give me a crock pot full of it. That's not the way to cook it, but you give me, a tub full of it, I'll eat the whole thing start to finish with rice and noodles. But if, it's not appealing. It doesn't look like...
It's not necessarily a summertime food. It's more of a...
fall,
winter
yeah.
time,
Yeah. So, I don't know. I was thinking I may actually... I bought a smoker. And one of those little round egg smokers. And I may try to barbecue up some brisket or something.
Oh.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. That's why I asked about food in Rapid City, because I know that, Rapid City, South Dakota is sort of a western-y type thing, and I was wondering if they had
big
barbecue.
on meat. Lots of barbecue.
Yeah.
Lots of barbecue. I mean, one rib there could last me for days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because animals
they're massive.
Right.
I mean, the rib was almost as tall as me.
Right. They're very similar size to the reindeer, because reindeer are big.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds delicious. Well, speaking of the reindeers, how's the defleeing going?
Well, it's actually, because of the glowworm, it's actually worked out really well for the glowworm because it's flea and tick season.
Yeah.
Have an extra hair on your body with flea and ticks, not a great idea. And I'm super hairy, as we all know.
Right.
And so, that's been great because when they jump off me, off the dudes and the ladies, they jump on me. And so when I had hair, I had to deflee myself.
Right. So you deflee the reindeer, and then you have to spend an extra hour defleeing
me. Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad because I don't want any.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm not bringing them around. Well, as you know, I mean, so the whole glowworm situation where the hair falls out, you have so like I said, first time my hands were exposed, so the hair on my hands came off. So like I had to like roll up my sleeves, and then the hair on my arms rolled off, and then so like I had to wear shorts one day, and then I had to wear a tank top another day, and then and then like I had to wear like no shirt one day, but like I didn't go in the daytime. I went in nighttime so that nobody could see. So like then I had to go sans clothes at all, and so.
I'm glad I was sleeping when that happened.
Why are you not wearing any clothes?
Well, I needed to get all rid of the hairs.
Oh, I see. So you were.
I want to make sure it was all gone because them fleas and ticks, especially they.
I just remembered. I just remembered something I heard in the cafeteria. Somebody swears they thought they saw the abominable snowman running over by
The pipeline?
Yeah, and it was probably you, Gary.
Well, yeah. Well, there was some attention being drawn. I didn't go late enough, apparently.
Apparently.
And, yeah, and apparently that was spotted, and I was spotted, and then the police was called.
Oh.
But I was out of there. I went running.
Well, you don't want to get another 3 strikes.
No.
Well, mystery solved, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed there isn't an abominable
Me too.
snowman, but it was friendly. I thought when they were saying like, "Oh no, he's shorter than we thought he was,"
Like way shorter.
I was like, "Well, he was like forced perspective. They all just see him next to small trees, and then he looks huge." But no, it was just you.
Well, I guess.
Maybe.
I guess it might have been a real abominable snowman.
Possibly.
Anyway, Flea and Ticks is going well. It's there's a lot of ladders and squeegees and feathers involved. So,
do you have any tips that you could give the elves at home in regards to flea and ticks and their penguins? I mean, well, I guess penguins don't, as we said before, they have mites. Yeah. But is there any tip you can give?
Yeah, there is. First of all, make sure your animal is calm.
Yeah.
If it's not calm, hooves start flying. Hooves, paws, teeth. So, what I suggest is that, like, if you have a reindeer, if you're going to deflea a reindeer, you want to put a bag of mash on them, and so that they can really, and then, you could add a little inebriator into the mash so they get a little relaxed.
You're getting the reindeer drunk?
Well, have you tried to deflea or de-tick, especially those like that? You got to put fire to the sections to get the ticks out of the body, or heat. So you got to get them. You got to get them loose.
That's why you love your job so much.
Well,
little for the reindeer, little for me.
For
little
me.
for the reindeer, little for me.
Right? Yeah. It's like I have an alcoholic bowl of oatmeal.
Well, thank you for that tip. I just want to give the forecast before we wrap things up here. There is snow tonight, snow into tomorrow, and snow for the weekend, except around the glowworm. And
right, no snow.
No snow. Thank you for tuning in to Elf Centered. My name is Gavin.
I'm Beatrice.
I'm Gary.
And we will talk to you next time. I could go for a bag of mash. You could leave out the inebriated stuff, but that just sounds good.
This episode of Elf Centered was completely improvised by Jayne Entwistle, Chris Sheets, and Grant Baciocco. Elf Centered is a production of Saturday Morning Media and is made possible by the Saturday Morning Media Patreon patrons who've gone to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up a monthly donation for as little as $1 a month. Huge thanks to Shay Stewart, Mer Lafferty, Jeff Peterson, Dale Gadania, Stephen Staver, Jackie Klimo, Melissa Crawford, Dave Slesher of the Evil Genius Chronicles, Mike Coughlin, Dorothy Baciocco, John D., Kathy Crawford, Brian Greer, Carrie Whitney, Chuck Tomasi of the Technorama Podcast, Chris Foster, Stephen Ing, Clinton of ComedyForecast.com, Vicky DeVries, Mike Wobschall, Twitter user Butts and Gear, a.k.a. Wildcat, Eve Cunning, Mike Hamilton, Gaston Moreno, Reed Loveland, Ivan Asquith, Vanessa Whitney, Nancy McCarthy, Janine Lee, Peggy Etra, Kristen Hogan of Squid Friends, David Akers, and Zoe Palladino. If you'd like to support this show and the other fun content from Saturday Morning Media, become a patron. Head on over to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up your monthly donation today. You can also leave us a review in the Apple Podcast/iTunes store. That really helps us out. And while you're over there in the Apple Podcast directory, be sure to click that subscribe button. That way you'll get new episodes the moment they are released. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Elves will be back in 1 month. Elf Centered is copyright 2017 Saturday Morning Media, Grant Baciocco executive producer, all rights reserved. www.saturdaymorningmedia.com.
You've been listening to Saturday Morning Media. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.